Okay, basically what I'm going to do here today is just give you a little bit of a run through on the Fisha 16. We haven't done any videos on the 16 yet, so while we have one here, I thought I'd just do a quick run in and show you what are the features of the 16 versus obviously the 14 that some of you have seen. Obviously, since we launched the 14 a while ago, we have done some changes and we have upgraded things and changed a few things around just to make it, you know, either more manufacturing friendly or just various reasons. So I'll run through the layout on the 16 for you. Currently this 16 that we have here was a custom order, so what you see here are these two stainless steel rails. Okay, these rails are not standard on a Fisha. These are actually an added on. You buy it or you upgrade it and you put the rails on afterwards. So a standard 16 actually doesn't have these rails. It's got flat gunnels. So just so you know that this is not standard. Otherwise, everything else on this boat is pretty much standard. Okay, so to starting off, obviously we have the front hatch. Okay, this is just a small center front hatch for storage or whatever. Basically, it's got an automatic runoff. So if you do get water in the front hatch, it runs off through the pipes onto the front deck, and it just drains automatically. So if you get a bit of water in here, it's not going to stay in here. It just runs off when you're moving around. So that's what these two pipes are for. In the front of it is a little inspection hatch. That's just access to get to the bow eye, which you put in. You know, so it's got some nuts and bolts to make the bow eye solid. So that's why this is here. Normal splash strip just to hold it down, and then of course your Pro Fisha style buckle where it latches over like you've seen in our videos. So you basically just flip it over, pull it as tight as you want, and flick it over so it secures it nicely. As I said, if water does get in here, it does run out automatically through these two holes, so you don't have to worry about that. Then you have the two front rod holders with the saddle to connect your rods as a standard. A little loop here. This loop can be used for anything. You know, some guys have just used it for tying stuff on or clipping stuff on. So these loops are here basically just as an extra if you want to clip something on. The rails, as I mentioned, those are extra. Then on the deck, as you'll see, we've upgraded the deck to this particular model has what we call an SUP grip. So it's an upgraded EVA deck, much like you would get on a surfboard. So it's got a lot of grip. It's a much better quality EVA. And obviously we fitted it in the pattern, which makes it look, you know, maybe a little bit better. So we've basically fitted on like that. Then in the front here, on the 16, you'll see there's a little inspection hatch, right? That's behind this inspection hatch. I'll open it. But behind it, inside here, you'll see where my hand goes inside, is a little box, okay? This box is part of what we call the fish finder conjugate. So when you install a fish finder conjugate onto a boat, there's actually a pipe in the corner here. Put your finger and you can feel it, it's over here. The pipe runs from here all the way to the back. The back there's a cover. If you want to fit a fish finder, you can mount your fish finder here. You just mount it on. The cables will come through the box here, and you can just obviously drill a hole or whatever, run the cables through, seal the hole, and that pipe allows you to push from the back the fish finder cables all the way from the transducer all the way to the front without obviously getting lost inside the boat. It just pops out here. You can drill a hole here, install your fish finder, and carry on. So the actual conjugate and piping inside allows you to fit a fish finder easily. Then the concept of the box here obviously is a battery. You'll need to have a battery for your finder, so this box and the access allows you to put your battery inside the box. It'll keep it dry. As long as you keep the inspection hatch and everything closed, obviously keeps your battery dry out of the way. So battery underneath it here, fish finder mounted on top. So that's a feature of the fish finder conjugate on the boat. As you can see, the black cap in the back is where the transducer comes out. Yes, water can get in there, but the beauty of it is if the water does get in there, it's sealed completely, so the water will only just basically run up and down the pipe. It's not going to go into the boat itself, so that will not leak into the boat. It'll just leak into the transducer conjugate, and obviously when you're going forward or whatever, the water will just come back out again. So pretty simple. Then in terms of the layout on the deck, as I said, You've got quite a lot of space on the 16. It comes, if you want the seat, which is obviously, like I say, is another extra, you can choose whether you want the seat or not. The seat itself is a double seat, being designed for more for 2 men. Okay, so you have 2 separate seats. Obviously very small access into the box. A little bit of storage space into the box. The idea, of course, of this box is that the box itself is removable. So underneath it here, you've got 4 mounting points in the deck. With the bolts, nuts and bolts, it comes with nuts and bolts. You can actually take the box on and off. These holes will not leak, they're sealed from underneath, but it allows you to put the box on, line the holes up, and then obviously screw it on, and then the box is secure onto the boat. And equally, if you don't want the box, you can just take the box off. So, like I say, those holes and the box itself is completely removable. You can have a flat deck if you want, or you can have a mounted box. So you can interchange between the two. Then we go to the back. And everything else, obviously, you have the 2 rear rod holders on the back, which are slightly further forward, so they're closer to you when you're driving. Standard transom, which suits any short shaft outboard, because the transom is removable. The reason we do that, obviously, is for shipping. So if you received your boat, this would be in a separate box. Transom clips on, you bolt it through with the nuts and bolts, and you carry on. So the reason we take it off is obviously makes shipping easier, keeps the boat nice and flush and flat. We can pack the boats without them getting damaged, and obviously ship the transom and the boxes separately, and then you can just assemble it afterwards. But everything is kept as simple as possible for you to be able to put it together. And obviously the layout pretty much the same as the 14. Like I said, SUP grip on the boat, and that pretty much is simple. Obviously the rear stainless steel bar for lifting. The nice thing about this boat is obviously it's not too heavy. In fact, this boat, the raw boat itself is only about 10 to 15 kilos heavier than the 14. So although not as manageable for one person, it is still very light and easily manageable. The transom and the design of the boat obviously is designed for any outboard under 15 horsepower. One of the reasons is that obviously in some countries if you have an outboard under 15 you don't need a skipper's ticket, so the outboard under 15 allows you not to have a skipper's license. The optimum performance on it, obviously it varies on whether you use a 4-stroke or a 2-stroke outboard. We've found on this boat keeping the engine lighter and as small as possible still makes the boat perform really, really well. So you don't have to be a power junkie and go with a bigger engine. It's easy just to keep the engine small and keep it light, and obviously the boat functions perfectly. It gets on the plane very easily and goes very well. So that's basically the 16, or the Powerfish 16. Obviously 16 stands for the feet, so it's a 16-foot boat. The width is wider than the 14, obviously, and the length longer, and that's it really. It's simple. One thing you'll notice is that in the 16 it does not come with an underfloor hatch. We don't do that for various reasons. The floor structure, everything on this boat is not designed for an underfloor hatch. We keep the deck open. If you want extra storage space or space on the deck, that's where the loops and everything come into handy. And what the guys do is they'll clip on a bag. So if you want a fish bag, you clip it on, it's removable. Or if you want something else, you can actually clip on and take it on and off. So keep the boat nice and clean and flush, and obviously keeps the weight down. And then you have a box that is removable, and like I said, no underfloor hatch. And that's basically your Powerfish 16.